Hey guys, Tightrope here, bringing you a 1v1 today. We're on Angoville. Playing for today's point. Down the bottom, we've got Across the Pacific with Wehrmacht, gone for last stand. On the top side is Pedro Jedi with US forces, gone for special operations. This is a Patreon backer submitted game. Across the Pacific is 500 and Pedro Jedi is 400. Figured I'd stop here because it's worth talking about the starting build order with last stand battle group. The way I've been going about it is sending the first pioneer straight onto the map, doing some capping, building a pioneer from your tech. I'll change it here because it's got a 12-second build time. Then running it over close to wherever you put down your tier 1 tech structure. As soon as it pops out, runs over here, and this is available. This is, completed. This is available. Transfer that one. And then build a Stern Pioneer manually out here. And that seems to be, well, I think it's like the fastest way to get started, because you do still need a Pioneer to do sweeping and stuff in the later stages of the match. So I think that's the optimal beginning. But looks like a slightly different start. Because yeah, 30-second build time versus 12-second. You're saving a little bit of time.
Infantry company complete.
And there's no like cost difference,
You have need of storm pioneers.
Like even this way, still doing the transfer would save you, I don't know, maybe like 8 seconds-ish.
Territory captured, Commandant.
Yep, here we got machine gun coming out. Always got to be wary of this building from the southern spawn. This thing is a real pain. But playing with Stern Pioneers, can get the flamethrower on them. So it's probably a pretty good option. Sometimes when playing Wehrmacht, if you just got a Pioneer with the flamethrower, it's so squishy. You can have trouble getting rid of a squad inside a garrison by itself. So you can jump out of the garrison, then beat your Pioneer quite handily. If they are quick, and they don't spend much time in the building getting torched. There's the Stern Pio with 4 models, much higher health. You can solo pretty much anything. So it's a big asset.
Storm pioneers entering the sector, Commandant.
And I think even, I don't know, maybe it's so. Even now, like if you've got transfer orders available to transfer into a Stern Pio, still building it for 12 seconds compared to 30, then, when you give it the transfer order, retreats over here, so it runs fast, and it's in here for like about 5 seconds. Still saving a bit of time. I can understand not doing it in the later stage of the game if you're a little bit preoccupied microing other things, but there's not much going on. Could be a good option. So we go first, big scrap. Oh, I didn't notice this. The Weasel's got a new machine gun icon. First time I've seen it in this patch. So these guys are kind of caught out in the open, and the rifleman will easily beat them here. These guys trying to wrap around, going for the cutoff. Staying in the fight for way too long. Building's way too far away. By the time they get there, they're already dead. So Stern Pioneers are definitely strong, but then generally not going to beat a rifleman one-on-one. So you do need to play with a bit of support. Machine gun nearby, or 2 of them within striking distance of each other, so that maybe you could bring them into support once the fight kicks off. If you want to win fights. If you're trying to just do like sneaky capping, well, I suppose if you're trying to do sneaky capping, probably just do that with your Pioneer in far off places. Now greedier for Across the Pacific, can help merge into your Stern Pios. reduce the upkeep.
The enemy have taken our territory.
Personally, I tried just making like 4 stern piles last time I played.
That's enemy
And
infantry! Firing on
it's
them!
pretty good.
Engage! Hands
4 stern piles, pyro, and then like a machine gun usually, something like that. Speaking of the machine gun, it's a bit of trouble here. It's gonna get away just fine. It looks like the final pyro was also transferred into the stern pyro. I'm not a huge fan of that. As I said, like,
Get to ground!
do generally still need minesweeping at some stage.
Headquarters has an officer stationed.
And sometimes it's good to just have like a squad that's cheaper and, you know, you can do like an edge cap and there's not much
We
going
have lost
on.
control of a victory point.
Under assault! Storm pioneers
You just do
engage!
low value tasks like building sandbags and mines and stuff.
Stand firm!
When you want your stern piles more occupied in combat.
Pioneers taking casualties!
So usually with stern piles I would recommend going for base healing. Especially if you're going for like a decent number of stern piles. Maybe if you're doing like 1 or 2, you can still go for a mid bunker, but going for more than that, probably need that starting munitions to get weapon upgrades on them. So base healing's the way to go. But so far, Pedro Jedi's definitely had much better fuel control. Better control at this point. And yeah, very little time for AcrossThePacific actually controlling this, which is a bit of a problem. Nice big burst there from the machine gun. With 2 stern piles here, Rifleman not going to be able to win this. Maybe if the Weasel came back in and
The
he
enemy
retreated.
has cut us off. We have territory out of supply.
And here's the problem. Gonna jump into this building here. Oh, somehow decide not to. Oh boy.
Storm Pioniere have
Okay.
been killed.
Looks like a bit busy controlling this unit. Maybe activating the grenades, wasn't paying attention. Stern pile down. And here comes a M3 for Pedro Jedi.
Fiat medic will be deployed at the headquarters.
It's
Enemy
coming online.
forces have claimed our territory.
Went for tier 1 training as well on officers' quarters. I think it's a bit of a mishmash at the moment from AcrossThePacific. I think, you know,
Panzer Grenadiere have been deployed to the front.
maybe you could go for like 1 more Grenadier even, and then make use of the Grenadier healing. Delay the healing in base could be an option. Just to give you more boots on the ground. Wehrmacht still have a little bit of trouble, I think, in the early game. And I would definitely be leaving this tempo in base for as long as possible. Still quite a lot of health missing. Oh,
Panzer Dome
okay.
fortifications
Grenadier
and
medkit's
propaganda
active.
towers shall
Never mind.
demoralize the enemy.
Decent dodge on the grenade. Quad hasn't been upgraded yet. Pedro Jedi, I'm not sure what he's up to there.
Bastards have secured our territory from us.
But yeah, I think there's quite a lot of overlap between Panzer Grenadiers and Stern Pioneers. And, you know, if you've already invested into tier 1 officers' quarters, it just gives you one less reason to go for Panzer Grens. Though I suppose in this particular instance, AcrossThePacific's munitions control has been so bad that none of these are upgraded yet, which is a bit of a problem. It's, I think, where their power spike really happens, getting the 4th model. Those very powerful weapons.
Sectors are isolated.
Squad's
We have
getting
been cut
loaded
off.
into the M3 and getting ferried to the front line. AT gun coming in from across the Pacific. Pedro Jedi, by not opting for the quads, is definitely giving a lot more breathing room to Across the Pacific. At this stage, Across the Pacific could just about completely be forced off the map
Resources taken,
by a quad.
MG-42.
Nice idea here from Pedro though, jumping into the building. Can the flamethrower reach? Ooh, not quite, not quite. Maybe we could hop into this next building. Not gonna get a chance. Can of course reinforce from the half track inside the building nowadays. Getting a little bit of value out of it there. Oh, now he can reach.
Sector lost.
For one burst? What is that, dude? This is where, like, back in the day, you guys might remember my guide about buildings where you could, like, right-click drag even normal squads in a building and kind of, like, shuffle your units around. You can't do that anymore. So I only got one burst from the flamethrower. Unfortunate. Must have, like, a low weapon slot priority or something. What's it? Window priority? Something in the targeting system which influences whether it gets window position. It must be a low priority.
Panzer Grenadier Company is being upgraded.
So the machine gun in the building actually worked out pretty well, but now there's actually a mortar, so it has to get out of there. Nice merge into the P greens. Tier 2 officers' quarters coming online as well.
Headquarters has an officer stationed.
But pretty good hold. Pedro Jedi hasn't opted for bars on the riflemen, so they're kind of lagging behind in their power level. I think if you're building 3 riflemen, you probably should be getting bars on them. Especially after their buff. I think they're very strong at the moment. And he's got enough munitions to put the second bar on basically all of them as well. Does have grenades, of course.
Standing by.
And he's gone for relatively early advanced logistics
Our
here.
territory is exposed. We must re-establish a connection.
It's going to have some long-term manpower cost reductions happening.
Medical supplies for us. Hand them out.
Get cleaned up. Hostile territory captured.
So yeah, we've got a second Panzer Green out now for Across the Pacific.
Requesting insurrection.
And I think, well, actually, I don't have that much experience with that. I think, like, previously, Panzer Greens with the officers' quarters did match up pretty well with the SSFs, but of course, with the SSFs getting the same buff to their Garands that Riflemen did,
Enemy forces have captured a victory point.
might be
We have a surplus of command points
a
available.
worse matchup now.
He's dead. Leave him.
Still can't be too bad. Might be worth considering a second machine gun around this timing, though, for
Advanced
Across the
weaponry
Pacific.
will soon be available.
Looks like he's ticking up to go
A
support
panzer
elements.
for every man. Distribute them to the front line.
Is he going to build a Stug? So far, the M3's not providing that much pressure. I don't think it's too important to go for a Stug.
Territory cut off from supply.
Grab your tools.
Yeah, for Pedro Jedi, I think maybe the problem a little bit with what he's doing is
Commandant.
you know,
Victory point is under enemy
you do
control.
have so many riflemen. Kind of incentivized into upgrading them rather than going for SSFs.
We have lost a sector.
Maybe if you could find a way to do this with one fewer rifle, maybe like a 4x4, then once you get to Vet 1, dropping yourself into machine gun, then going into SSFs a little bit earlier. Could be the way to go for Pedro. Nice angle there on the machine gun, get some suppression off. So the Stimpires both getting upgraded with the IR-STGs. I do still think a flamethrower could be a decent option just for flushing out the buildings on this side of the map. Especially if you're not planning to build a mortar. But there we go, the grenades are also an option, I suppose. Some more SSFs coming online. And yeah, the problem with the Stug is, even with the machine gun upgrade, it just does so little damage to infantry. Used to be kind of okay with the point blank blast, but after they changed the way that it functions, it just sucks so much, man. The new point blank blast, what a drag. And Pedro Jedi has a couple of SSFs, so he can kind of fight back against the Stug a bit when they switch over to the bazookas. So it just feels like AcrossThePacific's getting just about no value out of support elements right now. It's just overall spending quite a lot on side tech, you know, going for officers' quarters on both tier 1 and tier 3. Good idea though, running back into the building from this position. And there goes the Stug now.
You have orders?
About a minute late, but not too bad. Wow, that grenade did nothing. Looked like he threw it kind of onto the back rather than onto the front where most models are likely to be because they want to shoot at where the models are positioned in the windows. Does matter. Without the vehicles getting involved, maybe the Pilgrims could afford that with their Vet 1. Certainly would be worth activating it. Then the SSS would need to counter with their smoke, Willy Pete, or maybe knife throw if they get it. There's Vet 1 now. I do think that obviously the camouflage demo charge is like OP, is so good, but knife throw does help the SSS against Panzergreens, because obviously Panzergreens generally better in close quarters. So if you find yourself in close quarters, that's also knife throwing range. It can help swing the engagement back in your favor with the SSFs if you're up against like a mass P-Green style. Knife throw can really come in handy. There we go, Stug getting up there, getting stuck in. Do want to repair it, I think, yeah, before returning to action. Don't even know what's going to happen, you know, maybe a couple of bazookas hit it, now the snare comes off and then it's in big trouble, so coming at full health just avoids any complications and allows you to be more aggressive with it every time you front up to a battle. STG doing pretty well at this long range. Yeah, Stug even contributing a little bit there. It's holding strong while the rest of the map's getting swallowed up. Definitely a spot to try run into the retreat path with the Panzer Grenadiers here. Try get a retreat grenade off on the squad. Maybe this one as well. A little bit too late for a retreat grenade. Might still be able to get the wipe. Yep. Ooh, and they dropped the Can the Stimpires pick that up? They can. Oh, P-Greens get it though. Imagine P-Greens are probably pretty good with it. Like, even though maybe it doesn't fit their weapon profile too well, they do get really good veterancy bonuses. Huge buffs because they don't get a weapon upgrade And they have to contend with a lot of squads that do. So they just get more veterancy bonuses, and it does make them better. Here we go, trying to go for a point blank blast. It's kind of like bugging out here. It just dies. Point blank blast, dude. They ruined it. They ruined my baby. Can't believe it. Oh, what a grenade though. And they get away? What a whopper. Unbelievable. Alright, well that turns things back around. Populations are pretty much even at that stage, and AcrossThePacific actually has a VP lead at this stage. So, that was a big moment. Unlucky. A T-gun shot missing would have knocked out the weasel there. Whoa! Guessing the SSF's commando LMG has some pretty good penetration on it, dude. Because it was doing huge damage. Did they get the rate of fire at Vet 2, was it? Or was that at Vet 3?
Command points must be assigned.
No, rate of fire at Vet 2, yeah. 35%. So they must have been spitting out bullets
You need us?
from that
Weapons team ready. Weapons team ready.
stolen weapon. And yeah, you may remember, like, at one stage the bar used to be really, really good against light vehicles, but it got penetration nerfed. But most LMGs, most other ones didn't. So they are very, very good. That's why, like, the captain's so good against, like, the Crowdschützen. Close call, machine gun gets away. So it's whiz-bangs for Pedro, and not a huge surprise. He did actually go for tank depot, though, as well.
No contact.
Maybe he could have just got to the whiz-bangs without tank depot by this stage, called them in. Does have super bazookas as well. Easy dodge for the P-Greens here. I think this is a good spot not to use the Vet 1, even though it would be tempting. You're already going to win against the Riflemen. They kind of want to retreat, so they could just like throw a grenade, then retreat, and you probably have to retreat because the P-Greens are moving too slow with their Vet 1 active, so I think that was the right choice not to use it there. P-Greens wrapping around the corner. This is nice. Again, because the Riflemen don't have bars, they are kind of dead weight. A little bit surprised Pedro hasn't just started popping off a few of his loiters. Just for fun. Try to swing some of these engagements back in his favour. Oh, close range whiz-bang. Close call. Not quite as lethal as the old Calliope was at that range, right? Jettisons it now. Okay.
We have command points awaiting use.
Oh yeah, he's gone for survival training. I was like, where did Pedro's resources go? He just went for survival training. So his infantry is pretty buffed up now, but as I said, the problem is Riflemen don't have bars. So even though they're buffed up, they're not actually performing that well. He probably would have been better served by getting bars on them first. Because a lot of the Axis infantry, thanks to the officers' quarters, 25% vet boost, as well as the vet 1 head start. They're starting to have vet 3 now. And the Riflemen beat the bars to keep up. So we've now got some Stormtrooper now.
Bastards have secured our territory from us.
Very easily could be like a second tank out now for Pedro Jedi, and if there was a second tank and they found the AT gun a little bit out of position, it could just be game over right there. Panzerfaust rollout is ticked by AcrossThePacific. How do I know if he's clicked the button to get it or not? Hasn't Fausted yet. Maybe I can change modes.
250 points left.
Doesn't look like it. So it probably should be online by now. And does have the munitions free to do it as well. This is too risky sitting up here. There's just no support anywhere near. This is a game-losing pack setup. Just yeah, no support anywhere near when they've clearly got the superior force in the area. It's just crazy. Okay, building a Panther term over here. Could pretty much have built a Panzer IV about now. Probably what I would be thinking about. Definitely need the Panzerfaust rollout as well. Otherwise, only got the one Fausting unit.
We've been spotted.
I don't even know about the Sturmpires over there. It's spotted by the scout, must have been. Okay, airburst onto the machine gun. Captain's mortar barrage softening up the Panther term. He's forcing this back. AT gun's coming up. Clearly wants to put a siege on this, but just doesn't have the firepower to make it stick. And has fielded yet another squad of SSF commanders, Pedro. He really should have just built another tank. If he built another tank after stealing that pack, he could just win the game on the spot. He could basically just drive into across its base and win. With how things are going right now. So a pretty big build area here for Pedro. AcrossThePacific, meanwhile, living on the edge. You know, he's got one Panther term.
Pioneers have recovery orders. They should recover disabled
Okay,
vehicles
recovery.
from our
There's a Stug here to recover. Does he even want it though? It's not that bad. Definitely worth at least like a salvage. So this is probably a spot where the Vet 1 from the Penguins would have been good, where they just try to hold their line against advancing forces. Chain of Panzerfaust though, get the Sherman low. And it's probably going to have a hard time getting rid of these in time. It's just that might even be able to get the kill on this. How much health does it have? 280. If you get 2 on the rear armor, would that be enough? I think it would, right? Very close. Yeah, it would be enough. Just the captain, no. No. It's going to be slow going for Pedro. I'm really surprised again. Like, if he used the loiter over here, forced all these squads away, it would have been a good engagement for him. Instead, I think he's just forgotten about it. is making pretty good use of the airburst on the mortar, but now it gets decrewed, so the veterancy's been cleared. And here comes the Panzer IV now for across Pacific. Still has that Stugrick up for grabs. Definitely if you're Pedro as well, you know you're up against last stand. You know that salvaging is a possibility later on. You want to be killing off the wrecks if possible. Nice burst of suppression there. There's bang from Pedro now. Spider Pedro investing so much into his infantry in this game. Well, in terms of infantry supports and upgrades at least. I do think that tanks were his best path to victory up until now. Okay, he's blocking assault operation. Give him some faster capturing. Decent idea. Okay, never work for barrage from across the Pacific here. He's trying to keep the fight inside the circle. Sherman doing a decent job here, trying to avoid taking a bazillion Panzerfaust die. He has forgotten about the bazookas. While Across Pacific has run out of munitions to chain Faust, and oh my goodness! He gets absolutely slammed by the rockets. Riflemen die there as well. Whoa, where are the bazookas though, man? If he brought these up here, this would be lights out on the P4. Could still be. Across Pacific. He's so far ahead on VPs, but it looks like Pedro's going to come down here and get the decap in time. Does have the scouts on the other point, no vision. Okay, flares up, provide the vision. Secure the kill on the Panzer IV. And here comes the loiter finally from Pedro, well overdue.
Enemy forces have captured a victory point. Sectors are isolated. We have been cut off.
This is not it. Retreat. Oh! Achievements gone. Stimpos maybe about to receive the same treatment. Things locked onto them.
Pioneers reported KIA. Recover their equipment at once.
Yeah, needless losses there for Across Pacific. With Vet 3 SSFs healthy, the odds of actually completing a capture there were very, very low. And here's
Panzer company under fire.
okay, a bit of nasty treatment, but how inconsistently the rockets come in. Kind of crazy, right? I think the key now for Across Pacific is to try and draw some fighting onto this side of the map so you can come up here and recover these. And then he's right back in the match.
Keep an underhand grip.
A Pantherturm site is reporting enemy fire.
The men are ready.
7 points remaining though. Doesn't take long.
Victory point lost.
At the gym trying to get some hits. Can occasionally hit something. Pretty much a Panther gun. There we go. So we'll tickle that rifleman. Or the AT gun could come up here and take care of this. Again, I wouldn't be pushing onto this side if I was Across the Pacific. I would be trying to fight on this side to try and draw the fighting onto this side so that I could recover these. So leaving the Sturmpires here. Ouch.
Brave infantry has been
Big
killed.
squad wipe. Oh! Oh, these whiz bangs. Huge damage again.
Territory lost.
There's just like a crazy amount of manpower bleed.
Panther Term
Didn't accomplish
strikers under
much.
enemy fire.
Now the AT gun chipping away at the Panther Term. It's about to go down here.
Panther Term site has been overrun.
Good use of the Vet 1 here, avoiding suppression, but might not be enough anyway. So yeah, a lot of bleed for AcrossThePacific.
The enemy remains stubborn. We are down to 300 points.
That was a bit of a misplay. Maybe he could have like came forwards with this machine gun set up right on the edge of the circle outside of the vision.
Bastards
won?
have secured our territory from us.
It won after getting shot while it was setting up. Oh my goodness. What the hell is that?
Still lost.
Well, stunned. MG42 difference right there. Vet 3 as well, of course. Shocked that worked. That's where the knife throw would have really come in handy. Sherman surprisingly inactive at this stage. Kind of just needs like the fighting position, maybe a squad or two over here. Sherman should be free to range elsewhere on the map.
Alarm! All victory points are under enemy control.
Okay, maybe we're for barrage. I don't know if this target's in placements. We're about to find out. Looks like it is. Might be losing vision on this though. Or is that targeting scouts the whole time? Just implies in the building to find side. No, okay. It is going to knock out the bunker, it looks like. Stormtrooper getting behind heavy cover should be able to win that one. Path is open. Coming in here for a decap. Of course, Sturmpires, the Vet 1, they've got that capture rate bonus as well. Oh boy. Oh, doesn't notice the whiz bang and that's dead. Can complete the capture at least. Scouts in here. I'll be a little bit closer with Sturmpires if possible. No. Okay, 7 points left. Oh, but there's some SSFs over there.
The enemy has taken a victory
Range
point.
1 point. There's one on the build. So does a bulldozer. That's an interesting choice. I think it's the wrong choice for Pedro. Because the main way he could get into trouble here is for Sherman to get isolated and killed. And then for him to not have enough anti-tank. You know, he's already got 2 machine guns. Finally got bars on his rifleman. He should be okay on the anti-infantry. The whiz bang as well. Just gotta make sure you don't get yourself caught short on AT. Because that can be game losing in a hurry. But here we go. Panzer IV is on the field. Problem is, like, Pedro's been camped right next to these wrecks pretty much the whole game. He's never getting a chance to come up here and salvage. Or recover. Sherman with Vet 3 will be heavily favoured in this fight. AcrossThePacific does not have near worth of barrage to swing this one in his favor, and a little bit slow to react after he hit by the AT gun.
We have lost the Panzer IV.
Ends up losing it. At this stage, the game is done.
Off-map Nebelwerfer batteries are on standby. Our Panzergrenadier Company headquarters is sustaining damage.
Grab the ammo.
GG's been called. So before I get booted out, a bit of a summary. So yeah, for AcrossThePacific, I think, try that starting build order. Build a PIO, send your first PIO straight out to the map, building your tier 1, then build a second, queue up a second Sturm PIO, and then transfer the PIO as it runs out. You gotta be quick to make it work optimally, but I think it is the way to go at the start of the game. And as I said, sometimes it can be nice to just have a PIO to do backcapping, do sweeping and stuff like that. Not have so much manpower tied up into a squad. Then from there, I think the way to play with Sturm PIOs is probably officers' quarters. Well, I think probably the way to play is to go for like fast Luftwaffe company, get out of 221, then probably go for tier 1 officers' quarters. That way you've got the 221 ready to deal with the allied light vehicles. Before that, you can apply a lot of bleed with its machine gun, especially because I think like early barred up riflemen are very powerful at the moment, and you kind of need the 221 to punish that. And yeah, so getting that after you get your light vehicle out, I think is the way to go. At the moment, I feel like AcrossThePacific maybe going for too much like side tech, going for officers' quarters on tier 1, tier 3 support from Panzergrenadier Company as well, when there wasn't really much for the Stug to do. Like maybe if you're up against motor pool, like Greyhound chaffies, stuff like that, makes a bit more sense to go for the Stug, but I think against just a solitary M3, not even upgraded with the quad, maybe if it was like a heavy barrels quad, maybe then you want the Stug as well, but it's just a solo M3. Stug didn't make a lot of sense. The point blank blast, it just sucks too much now. It's just so bad after the changes. It is terrible. But yeah, should have been looking for some recovery or salvage on these two wrecks. That could have made a bit of a difference. And did have a deficit on anti-tank this game. Late to tech Panzerfaust rollout. Could have been disastrous. You want to get that, probably like as early as you can afford it, kind of, that's pretty high priority, because typically with these kind of last stand builds, you don't have a lot of Fausting units. You don't have a lot of Grenadiers basically, so Panzerfaust rollout helps cover that hole. And that also helps you if you're a little bit short on anti-tank. If you only got like one AT gun, it can be very, very dangerous with no Fausts. But Pedro Jedi didn't seem that interested in building vehicles and directly attacking. He's investing a lot into side tech without much results because he wasn't getting bars on his riflemen. And then going for like a whiz-bang first instead of like a Sherman first, where the whiz-bang was fine, but Sherman directly attacking would have really exposed the holes in AcrossThePacific's anti-tank strategy. Just didn't have nearly enough. Probably would have been forced back into another Stug. And that would have been a problem because the Stug's just not that good. Interesting idea with the Panther 2. I think it did like maybe stop Pedro from coming over the side with his vehicles for a while, but I find it hard to imagine the Panther 2 being good in many scenarios at the moment. Just doesn't seem to be the way to go. Anything else to consider? Yeah, just the late game tactics. As I said, trying to draw units onto the other side of the map, I think, is the key. Only pushing onto the side if you know something. You know, if you've got recon, you can see a whole thing coming across here. Because just running up here with like 4 or 5 squads when you have no solution to a machine gun covering the VP, no anti-tank solution to the Sherman that's sitting there, it's not going to be happy times. But if you push onto this side, maybe put some mines down, catch them on the rotation, then you can open up kill opportunities and turn the game back in your favor. And then by drawing them across the side, maybe you can sneak a squad over here. Yeah. All right.
The day is lost.
Got to remember to look for those salvage opportunities. It hasn't been a factor for Wehrmacht up until now, so it might not be part of your something you look for, part of your repertoire if you haven't been playing like DAC or US Forces with a recovery vehicle. Got to look for those salvaging and recovering opportunities because they are so powerful. Give you such a big resource edge. Well, anyway, guys, wrap on that. If you like what game to be cast by me, details are in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all for the next thrilling installment. Goodbye and good luck.